Alright, we're back, and I'm doing, I think this is about a 6-month update on switching from a 5S to the iPhone 12 mini. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the new mini is more than I expected. I mean, obviously I put the 5S away, and I put a video up when I unboxed it, and I've got a lot of responsive people that are still in the same boat I was. Rocking a 5S, not wanting to upgrade because of the small phone. Well, I will tell you this right off the bat. This is so much more of a experience and interaction than this is. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy how much bigger the screen is. And it may not seem like it's a lot bigger, but like when you use it, it's hugely different. Like, I put this phone away for a long time and never touched it, and I pulled it out after a couple months, and I just fired it up, and the first thing my brain said was like, damn, that's a small screen. And like, I mean, it's just, it's a matter of, it's a game of inches, but like, it makes a huge difference. So, if you want the update on how the upgrade's going, I love the 5S. We're going to go ahead and set the 5S off and appreciate it for what it was, and we're going to focus on this thing. And I'll talk about some of the stuff that's happened since I've first gotten it. Originally, I was using this Spigen case. I liked the case. It gave good protection. But what I noticed was the material it's made of isn't super tacky. It's like, it's a smoothish rubber, I guess. I mean, it's got texture on it. I don't know if I can get that light just right, but. And I like this case, but then I got one of these cases. This thing, it's like a silicone. I'm gonna pop it out. I kind of feel bad because I don't really know the brand of this case, and I'm being honest with you. I don't know the brand. This case came to me with no packaging, so like, you can. Whatever reason, you can say, oh, someone gave it to me, or I found it for cheap, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I just don't know the name and brand of it. But I'm gonna show you the case, and once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If I get the goddamn thing off, shouldn't be that hard. All right. So what it is it's one of these cases. This is a felt liner, and I know the lighting's weird. I got these giant bright. I got giant ring lights going, dude. I got multiples. I got 4 of them going, and still the light is weird. Anyways, this is got that felt liner. I don't think I can get it to show, but it's a felt liner in there. And this is like a silicone. And it's like when I throw that thing, she sticks. When I throw this thing, it slides. See how it slides? Sorry. This thing? Nah, it's just and like this thing was always sliding off my leg. So like, I don't know, whatever. It's a good case. I like it. It's just, I wish this rubber was more grippy. Like, this thing sticks. I love this thing. It probably doesn't have as much protection. This has got the ring around the outside and all that, but whatever. So let's go back to the phone here. So the experience I'm having is everything's working better than expected. The one thing I will say that's a little strange is I feel like I pick this thing up upside down constantly. And yes, there is a little notch there that you can see, but when I just go to grab it, and I'm sure it's not half the time because, like, how do you describe it? When you pick a phone up and it's in your hand correctly, you don't think about it. But when you pick it up and it's upside down, you go, oh, it's upside down. It feels like it's always upside down. So, whatever. It's not always upside down, but it feels like it's upside down quite a bit. Because I'm used to the home button. Well, that's the other thing. I got over it pretty quick, but like initially, the no home button, oh man, it was driving me crazy. Because I was so used to picking my phone up, clicking the button, and then getting going. Plus, I had the thumbprint reader. Oops, I don't want to open that up, but I was using the thumbprint reader. This has got Face ID. I don't do Face ID because I don't want someone to be able to unlock my phone against my will. So I do the touch code, so that's kind of whack. I wish they'd like upgrade something on the side for a thumbprint reader or whatever. I mean, I don't know how to do it. I mean, I just type my code in, but yeah, the upside down phones, I don't know. I did a lot. I still do. That's the only thing I can really complain about is like I pick the phone up upside down occasionally. And is that something to really actually complain about? Probably not. But like the experience I'm having is like the camera on this thing. Whoo, man, that's next level stuff. Like this phone is capable of taking pictures in such low light that I can't see with my human eyeballs that I was born with what's going on in the room. But if I take a picture, I can see what's in the room. That's how good. It's like night vision. It's crazy. Like I actually was dealing with something in my basement where like the light was out and I had to get I had a water heater issue and I had to get a picture of the water heater. And I didn't have very good light. I had like lights adjacent to it, and I just got my phone out and took a picture without the flash on even, and I could read the information off the water heater. And it's like, holy cow, man, that's like amazing. So like the camera upgrade, it was beyond my expectation. I mean, everything else is just like, it's a phone. I mean, the phone calls work. You know, the texts work, the apps work, it all works. The one thing I will say is, like, there's, like, a feature when it first comes, this SOS feature where it calls 911. Yeah, that's garbage. Because I called 911 trying to put a case on the goddamn thing. And what was crazy is the 911 operator absolutely knew what was happening. She's like, oh, do you have the new iPhone? I'm like, yeah, I was so embarrassed. Like, literally one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done in my life was have this thing call 911. And, like, when it did it, it went into, like, like, because I was mashing the side buttons. I was actually filming a video. I should post it, but I never did. Anyways, like, it locked the screen out. It went into voiceover mode. It called 911. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't end the phone call. It was an absolute shit show, and that's how it came factory defaulted. And like the lady on the phone actually told me how to go in and change all that, because the 911 operators are getting inundated with people with brand new phones trying to figure out how to use them because like there's no home button. Like, I couldn't figure out how to, like, in the beginning, and it's not, I'm not going to slight the phone because the phone can't, the technology can't compensate for my incompetence. I'll just put it that way. It was all on me. Like, I just wasn't used to just how, I also like the flashlight up front. Like, that thing is bright. I like that. I mean, it's cool. But, I mean, I don't know. The first video I got, it's got pretty good views. I mean, people have been watching it. I think they're learning about the new phones or whatever. So, like, I just thought I'd do an update. And my update is, I love it. I love this phone. It fits my pocket perfect. The one thing that's a little weird, I will say this also, is a lot of the aftermarket wireless chargers. Let me grab one real quick. Not that I'm, like, associated with this brand or anything. I'll just grab one to show you. It's kind of dirty. Oops. A dirty-ass charger. So this is just like a whatever. It's a Namami or whatever. It doesn't matter. But like when they design these fast chargers, they're designed for full-size phones. So like when you look at it, the coil on this phone is obviously here, and the coil is there. So like if I just, when this thing's plugged in and running, when I set my phone on that charger, it doesn't charge. But if I take my phone and I start up here and I slide it down, as it passes that coil, it's enough to activate it and get it going. So that's the one thing I've noticed about these smaller phones, this mini, is you have to like finesse it onto the wireless charger sometimes. Not all of them. Like some, I mean, there's obviously wireless. I've got a few of these things. I got probably like 5 or 6 of them. Got them everywhere, give them to people as gifts. But like some of them have dual coils, which takes care of that, because like some people want to have their phone this way when they're charging. So some of the manufacturers put a lower coil. But that's the trick I found, is that you got to sometimes slide the phone down to get it to activate. I mean, for a vertical stand. I mean, I really don't use the fast chargers that often anyways, to be honest with you. But I just thought that's like one thing else that's come up. And I'm trying to think of all the bad things I can think of. The other one, like I used to do a steel plate on the back to like magnet to my car so I could have it on my dash. Well, the case I had before was a 2-part case, and I put the plate on in between the 2 parts of the case. Well, this is like a glass. I guess I could stick the metal plate on the glass, but I really don't want to stick a metal plate on my glass because I don't know how that would interfere with the coil and all that. So I haven't really messed with it too much. So like I can no longer stick my phone on my dash anymore, which is kind of bumming me out. I mean, I could stick the plate on here and just have a metal plate, but that's one thing compared to this that like I had, because this has got the hard plastic. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, this phone slides too. Like, I kind of talked about that earlier about this stuff sliding. So like, I'm not saying that like a sliding case is the end of the world. I rock this case forever, but this case has a rubber or silicone membrane in between, so I stuck the hard metal thing on this inside between the layers. So like this thing just sticks right to my magnet on my dash, like boop, and I just pop it right off. So I got to still come up with something like that. I mean, I may just end up like maybe sticking the plate up here because I don't think that'll interfere with the coil. And just have it kind of like dangle a little more. I mean, I don't really know. I should like whatever. That's just one thing because of that coil in the back. I don't know how that interferes. Maybe someone smarter than me can chime in to whether a plate's going to interfere with my coil. I assume it would. You know, I assume that it would, but I don't know for sure. So, other than that, I can't really think of much else I'm crying about as far as like disappointments or letdowns. You know, the battery life on this has been as good as I could hope for. I know I read some reviews like, "Oh, you're not going to like the battery." It's like, dude, compared to this thing, this 5S, this battery is amazing. Like I literally could probably squeak 2 full days out of this thing with the way I use it. And I'm not a heavy user. Like, I use this phone. It's on me when I leave the house. I look things up when I need to look them up. I take video and photo when I want to. I text as much as I want. I make as many phone calls as I want, and I never run out of battery. And I'm not watching movies on it, and I'm not spending hours on the phone, but like, I mean, everyone has to make their own decisions, but for me, as what I would probably consider a light user, the battery's not been a problem. Like, I forgot to charge it sometimes, and if you forget to put it on the charger at night, the next day, towards the end of the day, your battery will be getting low. But I've never run out of battery on it, and I know that was like, they harped on it on the initial reviews, but they're basing it on a full-size phone with a big battery, and it's like, well, yeah, it's going to have less, but like, it fits in your pocket. Like, this thing fits in your pocket. So, I'm super happy with it. And I don't know if this is the review that people are looking for. I mean, whatever. There's a million people on YouTube. I'm just a guy making videos for fun. Hopefully you found this to be the answers to the questions you were having. I mean, I feel like a lot of people on YouTube are looking for, like, I don't know how you describe it. They want reassurance. They want to make sure that when they do something, it's going to be what they want. So, like, if you're on the fence and you're not sure and you want to know what it's like for someone who has upgraded from a 5S to a 12 after 6 months of use, how they feel, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. If I had more, I'd give it more thumbs up because it's awesome. All the problems I've had basically are just because I was new to the technology and I've overcome that stuff, you know, like so 10 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's a perfect phone, but it's as good as I would ever hope for. Like, if I could have a wish and wish for a phone, I would wish for this one, and it would be exactly like it is. I can't think of anything else you could do to it. Unless they could magically make the screen even bigger in the same size, but I don't physically know how that's even possible with, you know, you can only go as big as the, you know, it's, yeah. Can't get any bigger than the size of the phone, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, that's the end. Oh, too long. I went too long. Sorry. Stay safe.